I never thought the real battle would be waiting for me back home in the dusty outskirts of Tucson, Arizona. The sun was dipping low over the saguaro cactuses, casting long shadows across the gravel driveway as I pulled up in my rental truck. 6 months in the sandbox of Afghanistan as a combat nurse had left me bone-tired. But the thought of seeing my daughter, Lily,
kept me going.
I'd wired money every month, $1,400 a pop, through my dad's account to make sure she was taken care of while I was dodging IEDs and patching up soldiers. Half for her college expenses at the University of Arizona, half to help the folks with bills. Or so I thought. My name's Emily Hayes, and I've stared down enough chaos in field hospitals to know when something's off. The house looked the same, a low-slung ranch style with a wraparound porch. Christmas lights twinkling against the dry winter air. Mom's chili rellenos were probably simmering inside, and Dad would be in his old recliner, nursing a course. My sister Sarah, always the organizer, had likely decked the place out. But as I stepped through the door, shaking off the desert chill, the welcome felt forced. "Emily, we figured you'd land tomorrow," Mom said, her hug quick and light. She smelled like mesquite smoke from the grill. "Snagged an early flight." "Where's Lily?" I scanned the room, spotting her on the couch, buried in a textbook. At 19, she was grinding through her sophomore year, but she looked thinner than in our video calls, cheekbones sharper, eyes shadowed. She jumped up, wrapping her arms around me.
"Mom,
"You're here." But I felt her ribs through her sweater, and my nurse's instincts kicked in. Malnutrition signs. Subtle but there. Over dinner, Sarah's famous enchiladas, the talk skirted around the edges. Dad grumbled about the rising cost of feed for his old pickup truck. Mom fussed over plates, and Sarah chatted about her real estate gig in Phoenix. I waited until dessert, Mom's flan, to bring it up casually. Hope that money helped tide things over. "Lily, college ain't cheap, but $1,400 a month should have covered rent and grub." The table went dead quiet. Lily's spoon froze midair. Mom clinked her coffee mug too hard. Sarah folded her napkin like it was origami. "What money?" Lily asked, her voice small and puzzled. My gut twisted like I'd swallowed shrapnel. "The transfers I sent every month from overseas. Through Dad's account for easy handling.
half for you."
Half for the house." Lily set her spoon down. "Mom, nothing came through." I thought. Deployment pays tight, right? I managed. Managed how? I kept my tone steady, like triaging a patient. "Campus food pantry.
Odd jobs."
It's fine. Really. But her eyes said otherwise. Dad cleared his throat. "Emily, let's not spoil Christmas Eve with money talk." I nodded, smiling through gritted teeth. But inside, alarms blared. That night, while the house slept, I sat at the kitchen table under the glow of the string lights. Laptop open. Bank statements confirmed it. $25,200 sent over 6 months. Labeled for Lily's education and family support. Yet Lily had been scraping by. Maybe even skipping meals. A creak on the stairs. Lily appeared, wrapped in a blanket, looking like the kid I left behind. "Can't sleep?" She shook her head, eyeing the screen. "Tell me what's going on." She spilled it all, no money arriving. Too proud to bug me during deployment. She'd picked up shifts at a warehouse in Tempe, cleaning offices late nights. Sold plasma a couple times a week for $60 a pop. Got dizzy, but it bought groceries. My fists clenched. In Afghanistan, I'd seen blood loss up close. Now my own daughter was hawking hers while I sent cash that vanished. "Why not tell me?" I asked. Grandpa said not to worry you, that the family had it covered. I checked my mortgage on the small house I owned in town, 5 missed payments, a hardship deferral signed by me while I was overseas. Then my credit report, 3 new cards in my name, maxed out, addresses matching here. Identity theft.
Plain as day.
We documented everything that night, her shifts, skipped meals, every lie.
By dawn.
I knew. My family had bled me dry. Christmas morning dawned bright over the Sonoran Desert. The kind of crisp Arizona winter that fools you into thinking everything's golden. We opened presents under the plastic tree. I gave Lily a turquoise necklace from a bazaar in Kabul, but the cheer felt as fake as fool's gold. I watched them, Dad avoiding my eyes, Mom overcompensating with extra coffee, Sarah posting selfies on her phone, her new SUV gleaming in the driveway. That afternoon, while they napped off the tamales, I slipped out to meet Alex Rivera, an old army buddy turned lawyer in Tucson. We'd saved each other's hides in the field. Now I needed her to navigate this mess. The coffee shop on 4th Avenue buzzed with holiday stragglers. Alex, sharp in her blazer, scan my folder of evidence. Emily, this is textbook fraud.
Wire transfers misa propriedad.
Forged signatures. Credit cards, we're talking felonies under Arizona law and federal if it crosses state lines. I know. But they're family. Family that let your kid go hungry while they splurge. She pointed to Sarah's social media, that shiny SUV bought in October, right when my cards were opened. We mapped it out, freeze accounts, alert credit bureaus, file police reports. Arizona's one-party consent for recordings, so I could gather more proof legally. Back home, I played nice through dinner. But later, I cornered Dad in his workshop, phone recording discreetly.
Dad.
About the money. Why didn't it get to Lily?
He sighed.
Tinkering with an old rifle. Times are tough.
Eminencia.
Ranch costs. Medical bills. We figured you'd understand. Kept it for the family. But it was for her. You promised. We meant to pay it back. Sarah needed help with her down payment too. On her house, the pieces clicked. Sarah's dream home in a new Phoenix suburb. Posted online with a big red bow. I got similar admissions from Mom and Sarah over the next days. Casual chats turned confessions. All recorded. Mom admitted signing the deferral to help. Sarah said the SUV was essential for work. By New Year's, Alex had the ball rolling. Fraud alerts placed. Cards canceled. Police involved. The Tucson PD took it seriously. Embezzlement over $25,000 was grand theft. Lily and I moved to a small apartment downtown while things heated up. She opened up more. The stress affecting her grades. The shame of using food banks. I thought you knew.
Mom.
They said you were proud of me toughing it out. My heart broke. But anger fueled me. We attended therapy sessions, family drama, like this needed professional trio. The counselor helped Lily process the hurt, and me channel my rage into justice. The subpoena hit like a dust storm in February.
Dad. Mom.
And Sarah were called in for questioning. The DA's office in Pima County built a solid case. Bank trails. My recordings. Lily's affidavit detailing her hardships. Sarah's house down payment traced back to a cash advance from one of my stolen cards, $15,000 straight from fraud. Court dates dragged through the spring heat. Alex argued intent, not a misunderstanding, but deliberate theft. The judge, a no-nonsense veteran himself, saw through their pleas of family help. Sarah broke first, tearfully admitting in deposition she'd known the money was mine but needed a fresh start. Mom claimed health issues clouded her judgment. Dad played the patriarch card. I was head of household, making tough calls. But evidence won. Guilty pleas to reduce charges. Sarah got 18 months probation, community service, and asset forfeiture. Her house seized as proceeds of crime. Dad and Mom. Restitution orders. Probation. No jail due to age, but fines that wiped their savings. The house transfer was humane, auctioned. Proceeds split. Half to repay my losses, half to a fund for Lily's education.
No total ruin.
But accountability. Through it all, I wrestled with guilt. Late nights in the apartment, staring at the city lights, I wondered if revenge was worth the fracture. Therapy helped. This wasn't vengeance. It was boundaries. Lily thrived, acing midterms without double shifts. We hiked in Saguaro National Park.
Talking openly.
It hurts they did this.
Mom.
But I'm glad you stood up. By summer, the desert bloomed after rare rains, mirroring shifts in our lives. Sarah's former house sold at auction. I bought it back at a discount with my restitution, turning it into a rental. Income went straight to Lily, not just necessities, but fun stuff like concert tickets. Dad and Mom moved to a modest senior community in Mesa, scraping by on Social Security after fines. They reached out via letters, no violations, just apologies. We were wrong. Emily. Greed blinded us. I didn't respond at first, but a family mediator suggested a meeting. In a neutral coffee shop, under the whir of ceiling fans, we talked. No excuses this time, real remorse. Dad admitted his pride led to bad choices. Mom cried over hurting Lily. I forgive you, I said. Not fully, but enough to release the poison. But trust is earned back slowly. Sarah served her probation at a women's shelter, ironically helping folks like Lily once was. She sold the SUV, paid restitution monthly from her downgraded job. Lily graduated that spring, heading to nursing school, inspired by me, but with her own fire. We renovated the rental together, painting walls in bright Southwest hues. One evening, over backyard barbecue, Lily said, "This could have destroyed us, but it made us stronger." Fall brought cooler winds to Tucson, and with it, closure. I didn't redeploy, instead, took a job at the VA hospital, helping vets like me heal. The family, tentative steps, holiday cards, supervised visits with Lily. No full reunion, but no war either. The lesson hit home gently. Family bonds can fray, but forgiveness, when earned, mends them. Greed erodes trust, but accountability rebuilds it. Lily's house fund grew. She bought a small condo, symbolizing independence. Looking back, those two words, what money, shattered illusions but paved a path to truth. In the West's vast skies, we found space to grow, reminding us that even in betrayal, humanity can prevail if we choose empathy over endless revenge. We gathered for a cautious Thanksgiving, not at the old ranch, but a neutral park picnic. Laughter mixed with awkward silences, but it was a start. Dad shared stories from his youth. Mom baked her flan sans drama. Sarah volunteered tales from the shelter, eyes wiser. As the sun set over the mountains, Lily squeezed my hand. "Thanks for showing me justice doesn't have to be cold." I nodded. The weight lifted. In the end, the real victory was reclaiming our hearts, one humane step at a time.